What's up, guys? So back for another movie day, and I know my last movie day was Tenet a month ago, and the reason why that is because there was no new movies after Tenet. Like everything got moved after Tenet came out because it didn't do that well at the box office. But I did watch this movie called The Broken Heart Galleries. Although I didn't feel like reviewing that movie because I felt kind of sick after watching that movie. I was good, no COVID symptoms. Thankfully, it was all good. I just had a little fever. That's all. But anyways, today we're gonna go watch the new Liam Neeson movie, Honest Thief. We're gonna go watch in IMAX, and top it off, my friends over in IMAX sent me this cool little face mask that reads "IMAX for IMAX." Of course, a little funny play on words. And to top it off, they also sent me this card. Of course, the card reads, "We're thrilled to safely welcome IMAX fans back into theaters. To stay safe and enjoy the film, IMAX has you covered. Hashtag IMAX for IMAX." So it was really nice of them to send me a face mask that they have for IMAX employees exclusively. They were nice enough to send me one over my way for my channel, and of course because I love going to go watch movies in IMAX, and of course I'm gonna go watch a movie in IMAX today. So what better way to watch it than watching it with this cool mask that they sent me over? But anyways, let's go watch this movie. I'm kind of excited for it. I like Liam Neeson movies, even though they're just the same movies over and over again. But anyways, let's go watch it, and I hope it's good. Once again, the whole movie theater is empty today. Do you guys think like IMAX could like sponsor me, or am I already sponsoring IMAX enough? Yeah, there's like no one inside this theater. This is what going to the movies is like during the pandemic. Nobody is here. Nobody. Whole IMAX theater. Nobody's here. One thing this pandemic taught me is to like be appreciative and enjoy all your moments that you could while you still can. Cause I'm just sitting in an empty ass theater right now thinking about like all the great experiences I had inside this theater. Like, Avengers Endgame premiere, which was crazy. All the fun times I came inside this very theater and I had with my friends. Things like that I just really miss, and just be appreciated for things they have, because again, like the pandemic happened, and it really, these last 7 months, like really there was a lot of time for me to reflect on myself. And for me, movies is like my form of escape. All these movies are being pushed back now, so what now? So just be appreciative for what you have. So yeah, quick little thing that I kind of wanted to share in this video. Honest Thief was like the most mid movie I have seen all year. Like I don't know what else to say about it. But we're gonna go home, we're gonna review this movie, and I'm gonna give you my opinion and my thoughts on this movie. So let's go home and let's review this thing. Alright guys, so I saw Honest Thief in IMAX. We'll talk about the IMAX experience towards the end of this video, whether it's worth your money or not watching this movie in IMAX. But anyways, let's talk about Honest Thief. Let's start off with the story about this movie, because I think that there's an interesting story to talk about here in this review. The whole story to this movie is about Liam Neeson. He plays this man who basically, for some reasons that he explains in the movie, some dumb reasons kind of, he starts robbing banks. He's really smart about it. Like, he knows what type of bank to rob, where to rob it, when to rob it, what day to rob it. He has these specific rules when he's robbing a bank, and he's really smart about it. And he ends up robbing like over $9 million in total. And then he meets this woman, he falls in love with this woman. He's just guilty about all the money that he stole, that he just tries to turn himself into the cops. He tries to return all the money in exchange for just a 2-year prison sentence in order to live his life with this woman for the rest of his life after that 2-year sentence. And then we have two detectives. More of these detectives are more in the spirits of the good cop, bad cop. storylines. Like one of them is actually trying to get the case solved. He's trying to do his job, and then the other one is the crook, the one who has this evil agenda, this plan where he's trying to steal this money, this $9 million, and basically not trying to do his job at all. These two detectives are played by Anthony Ramos and Jai Courtney. Anthony Ramos, who I'm just starting to see him in anything, and gladly I'm starting to see him in anything because he's a good actor and I really like in everything that I've seen him in. If you guys seen him in Hamilton, you guys know this man could sing. But he does a pretty good job in this movie. And Jai Courtney, I don't really see the man that much anymore in projects, in Hollywood projects. So it's nice seeing him in a movie, even though his character wasn't really a good character at all. Look, the story to this movie is really interesting, but I think where it really falls flat is during its main execution of the story. Basically, after 25 to 30 minutes, when they really try to get into the story of this movie. I really do like the first 25 to 30 minutes of this movie because it really sets up the character that Liam Neeson is playing in this movie. And while he has like predictable character tropes, you know, he was really likable. And I'll say Liam Neeson never fails to be this sympathetic and just charming and charismatic character. Like Liam Neeson has all the charisma in the world to play a character, whether he's doing a good thing or a bad thing. He has all the charisma in the world to really make this character likable, or make the characters that he plays likable. This being one of the characters. Now, performance-wise, it was mainly only Liam Neeson and Anthony Ramos that really stood out here. The rest of the performances were actually just okay, if I'm being honest with you guys. There wasn't really any bad performance in this movie as far as I'm concerned. The movie really starts to fall apart again is after those first 25-30 minutes, because the execution in this movie is so poor that it just kind of goes nowhere, if I'm being honest with you. Like, the movie is just so bleak that by the time the movie ends, the movie ended, like, the movie had its final shot, and I expected for there to be another scene to end the movie, and then it just cuts to the end credits. So the movie ended and it kind of felt like it had no ending. Like, there's just so many choices in this movie that could have been done, and not only that, but there's so many character choices within the story of this movie that could have been done to solve this case that they're trying to solve in this movie earlier. Yet it feels like the characters are just completely ignoring the logical thing to do, if that makes any sense. You could have caught the crooked detective by just checking the security footage from the time that he was trying to steal the money. Like, is it that hard? Is it that hard to really do something like that? Like, it just kind of feels like they just kind of ignore that idea to make the movie make any type of logical sense. And I can't really call this movie like silly, stupid fun. It's just kind of stupid, generic, boring, and kind of pointless looking back at it. Like, I'm trying to think of things to say about this movie, and I'm already forgetting most of the movie just because the movie has nothing memorable in its quality. Well, I didn't think that the movie was garbage, but I don't think that the movie's all that good either. So the movie's kind of harmless, I'll say that. You're not gonna hate yourself watching this movie. The movie has some positives to it, but there's some huge negatives to it as well. Overall, honestly, if it's not worth really your time watching in a theater, especially not during a pandemic. You know what? Maybe if it's on Netflix, if you want to give it a chance. I feel like this is a movie that should have went straight to streaming, whether it's Netflix or Amazon or PVOD. And also, do not watch this movie in IMAX. This movie was a waste of IMAX. There's nothing really worth the IMAX experience here. There's like 4 minutes of action scenes in this movie, none which benefited from watching this movie in IMAX or paying extra to watch the movie in IMAX. So if you paid to watch this movie in IMAX, you got scammed out of your money, because there's nothing in this movie that screams IMAX. Unfortunately, it just kind of feels like IMAX was in a position where Tenet wasn't performing all that well, so they just needed a new movie to release in IMAX, and they chose this movie. So I saw this movie in IMAX so that you guys don't have to pay extra to watch it in IMAX. In general, it's just not worth watching in theaters. So With that being said, I'm gonna give Honest Thief, I thought about this, I'm gonna give Honest Thief a C minus. So anyways, that's my review for Honest Thief. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and there's no new releases for like another 2 weeks, so don't expect another movie day for another 2 weeks. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.